This is going to be my Gemini video. Sorry, my camera was lagging a little bit. Slept in a little bit today, and I had tried to get up earlier this morning, and then I laid back down, and I do not feel good when I sleep too long. Then I have like the blahs. I just feel like, ugh. So I'm trying to get it together. Two of them, using my tiny tarot deck this morning. This is actually my favorite deck. I love this deck. This is actually my go-to. Need one more tarot card for Gemini. My vampire deck, my vampire oracle deck, and I love my vampire oracle deck. Using all my favorite cards this morning. Give me a vampire oracle card for Gemini. Aha, that one definitely wanted to come out. My witch's oracle. It's a little dark in here. I probably should have turned on the light. Oops. Interesting. My energy oracle deck. Give me a card for Gemini, or two. I'll take two if they fall out. This one's screaming at me. Give me one more. My angels. Absolutely no cups today. Well, maybe one. We'll see how I interpret this one. This literary witches oracle deck that I have. The card's kind of interesting. All right, the first card that I have is the Ace of Wands. I love this card because I have a bearded dragon, and that's what this reminds me of, this lizard. And this is keeping things very close to your heart. It's almost, I'm almost getting that energy of attachment. And I've been talking a lot about attachment lately. Attachment is very fear-based, and it seems like you're holding very hard, very tight onto things that you need to let loose of. Now, this can be things that no longer resonate with you, no longer serve you. This can be people, this can be situations. Maybe you need to leave a job. You've been knowing for a while that you need to leave this job. It's going to be holding on to the past, holding on to someone, and really anything, because we're really not supposed to hold on to anything. We're not supposed to be attached to anything. We're supposed to let it flow, because we hold on to things out of fear. You know, if things are really meant for you, once you let go, they'll stay. And this is how you'll know. And we have enlightenment, inspiration, epiphany, innovation. So I almost feel like even with this card that maybe you had an epiphany just now, that yes, I have been holding on to something that I need to let go of. I'm also getting an energy of superstition with this card too, that maybe, and maybe this is something that you're holding on to. Maybe you're superstitious. And a lot of times we feel like something good happens in our life and we're scared we're going to like somehow jinx it, or we're going to make it go away by it's almost like this feeling of it's too good to be true. And so you always kind of self-sabotage yourself because you're scared that it's too good to be true. And so you always do something to make it go away. I've talked before about my core wound is rejection. So I spent a lot of time rejecting myself before someone else had a chance to do it. That's almost the energy that I'm getting with this card. There's no such thing as things being too good to be true. So don't find blocks, don't find excuses for it not to be real. Don't jinx yourself by being in that energy of. So many times I see people, like especially on social media, someone's like, oh, well, I got a job. I got this great job. It's wonderful. I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky or whatever. And some negative Nancy will comment, humble yourself. It's not good to brag about it. That's also the other energy that I'm getting. And gratitude is everything. Don't let anybody take away from that. Gratitude is everything. And you cannot mess things up. We have the Ten of Wands. And this also, and this was the Enlightenment card, so this also has to do with the spirit realm. Really having higher enlightenment, being more aligned to your higher self. And the Ten of Wands is about the highest possible outcome in the spirit world. And understand, you'll never attain that in this physical body that you're in, like complete and total ascension. Then we would be like Jesus walking on water. Which who's to say that like 2-3 lifetimes from now that we can't walk on water? Ascension is the goal. Learning as much about the spirit realm as you possibly can, because whatever you have inward always reflects in your outward circumstances. So you need to always put, your spiritual pursuits first. And basically take anything that's happening in your physical realm and look at it from a spiritual way. What is this here to teach me? What is this here to help me shed in the way of cycles that I've been caught in, patterns that I've been stuck in? Also, always tell yourself that whatever's happening right now, there's a long view. Take that long view. Like, even if you can't see it right now, this is getting you to where you want to be at. We have respect. And maybe you feel like, people don't respect you, like maybe on your job or, your family. And respect is very important to you because you give respect. And so you expect to receive respect in return. Try to release the expectations for now, because respect is how you expect other people to view you. Now understand, you need to release this because you don't need anybody to see you in any certain way. Because the important thing is how you see yourself. And once you see yourself in this higher light, that is what I was talking about. The outward will reflect the inward. So it starts with you really being empowered and really releasing that expectation or that need for others' approval, for others' validation, for them to see you with respect, to see you as this person that you want them to see you as. This is very limiting, and it's attachment, and it's fear-based, and it gives your power away. I'm not saying let people disrespect you. What I am saying, have good boundaries with people, but it all starts with you. And however you feel about yourself will reflect on the outward. That is how you get the respect you need. We have the Knave of Discs. This is kind of an onward journey, an onward energy. This is that things moving forward, and everything that's happening is being divinely guided. And even if you can't see it yet, you're being led there. Practice whatever shows up in your physical reality. Look at it and just tell yourself, this, I accept it, even if I can't see it right now. I'm going to pull a clarifier for this card. Patience. So yes, this is kind of like you're in a big hurry. You're trying to get there. You're expecting everything to happen right now. And so you are in a very big hurry. And then there's an element of control around this card too, that, and understand, controlling can block whatever it is in your life you're trying to manifest, because you're trying to do it on your own. Control is a lack of faith. You definitely need to let go of this need to control everything around you, because we have patience here. And sometimes things move a little slower to teach us patience. I know, I have trouble with this laptop all the time. My internet is slower than molasses. And it's very frustrating for me, but I feel like it really is, and I'll have to upgrade it eventually, trust me. But I feel like it's here to teach me patience. It's almost like, this kid throwing a fit because you want it now. But how can you learn unless your ego is denied? Because it's in that denial that you learn how to live without the thing that it is that you're trying to create. And that is the magical energy. Once you get into that energy of being able to live with or without your heart's desire, boom, here it comes. And this seems to be the theme with almost all the signs right now. Everybody's in such a big hurry. Message. If you've been expecting a message from somebody, that is going to happen. Or maybe you've been thinking about sending a message. And also, be careful of the messages that you're sending energetically. Check in with yourself, because intention is everything. Okay, let's say, for example, you've been withholding messaging somebody because you want them to feel some kind of way. Like, I'm going to give them a taste of their own medicine kind of energy. That's the wrong intention. Now, if you are not messaging somebody right now because you need time, you need space for you, that's perfect. But check in with the energetic signal that you're sending out into the universe, because you could very easily, very well be keeping others away with your energy. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like this goes along with that whole luck, that whole superstition thing. A lot of times people think that everything happens by accident, it's by luck, it's by chance, I'm lucky. I'm more lucky than other people, or I'm not as lucky as other people. And that is not true, because you are creating your reality in every given moment. Whatever it is that you think, and the belief behind those thoughts is your reality. Every day, if you wake up in the morning and you tell yourself, man, I hate to go to work today, it's going to be hell, you know, these people I work with, they're not going to treat me well, whatever. That is exactly what you're going to align to. So be very careful of that. We have Angel of Love. And this Angel of Love is here to remind you that you are love. You are love. And you don't need anyone outside of yourself to complete that love. I mean, they can add to it, but make sure that you are staying an individual person, being very balanced on yourself, because that is how you attract people in the first place. Then, you know, once you get involved with people, or me, or anybody, humans get involved with someone, all of a sudden we shift our focus from ourselves to that person. Is this person happy? You know, is this person happy with me? How does this person see me? Does this person want me? Does this person need me? And that type of energy takes the focus off yourself, and then it becomes a codependency. And not only does it become a codependency, but you're not that empowered goddess, that absolute amazing pillar of magical strength that you were when you met the person. Because as soon as you tell yourself you need this person, you can't live without them, guess what? You've given your power away, one. And two, the love is gone. Because there can never, ever, ever be fear in love. Woman holding a heart. And I'm not taking away from being vulnerable. Vulnerability is where it's at. But make sure that if you are expressing yourself, you are not blaming another person for how you feel, because it's not anybody else's fault. Your focus needs to be on how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're doing, what you're saying, not what anybody else is doing. Your focus needs to be on you. If everyone was responsible for their own feelings and their own creations, things would go so much smoother, because we would not have codependencies. Because basically, if it's not love, it's codependency and fear. Love is without condition. It's not this tit for tat, you've got to do for me so that I can do for you. It's tit for tat. Now, you don't want someone to treat you like shit, so that's why you're standing in, you know, your power, like, you know, if you're not going to treat me well, oh well, move on. I'm going to move on. And that's how you're more attractive. That is how you're more attractive, by not chasing. And that is how you get this person to message you. And by removing that element of whatever intention you set, oh, well, you know, they're just this, that, or whatever else. They're just a narcissist, or they're just this, that, or whatever else. Screw them. I'm going to give them a taste of their own medicine. I'm not going to text them back. Make sure that your intention always is focused on you. Always turn it back on you. Three of Discs. So yes, this person is indeed watching you. And this is a mutual connection. If you were wondering if this was a mutual connection, it is a mutual connection. But it's here to teach you. So if they do something shitty, something that makes you feel shitty, understand that feeling started with you, and it's something you need to look at. So use this as an opportunity for growth. Everybody is your teacher. There are no enemies, there are no foes. Everyone is your teacher. Everyone is here to teach you. So use these teachable moments to learn. We have Teacup. This is the cup I said could very easily be the cup of love, since we did not get any cups in the suit on the tarot. And I feel like it is. I feel like this is fill your own cup. Once again, I'm always saying this. Fill your cup, fill your cup, fill your cup. Do not depend on somebody else to do it for you. I don't care if you've been married for 50 years. Fill your own cup. Because if not, it leads to expectations and disappointment when that person can't measure up. Some people just learn to live with disappointment. or they stop trying, to get their needs met because they finally realize, hey, I can meet my own. And then people on the outside are kind of looking at it like, huh, you know. People expect a relationship to be this whole, we got a joint Facebook account, we're posting all over social media together, we're oh so happy. That is fake. That is not real. A truly stable relationship is one in which both people are filling their own cups. We have the Eight of Discs. And so this is that element of control that I was talking about, where it feels like you're really trying to control an outcome. It's like you set this intention, almost real gamey. Like maybe you're playing games, and I'm sorry if I trigger somebody. I know I realize sometimes I trigger people, but sometimes we need that to have that epiphany. And if you're mad at me, oh well, I'm not here to be popular. But make sure you are not in this element of control and manipulation, of trying to manipulate an outcome, because this is going to have the opposite effect, especially with this connection here. Spring, your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. And I feel like, this has happened for you this spring, that you really have been manifesting more and more things this spring. But now you just need to sow those seeds further. Or not sow those seeds, but, take care of those flowers. Tend those flowers. They bloomed. Take care of them. Don't let them wilt. Don't let them die. Don't let fear take over your field of lilies. I was given this illustration the other day of this field of lilies with a single weed in the middle of this field of lilies. And I spent all day with this damn, because I'm an herbalist. I understand the value medicinally of a weed. And I'm like, I don't want to pluck the weed. And I went back and forth with it, because aesthetically, it was ruining the field of lilies. And finally, I was like, you know what? I plucked the weed. Why do I pluck the weed? Because there's always going to be more weeds. The universe is a plentiful, abundant place. There are always, weeds are come and go. Pluck the weed. Pluck the weed and take care of your field of lilies. Thank you for watching, Gemini.